I just got off the phone with somebody that was telling me that they gained weight and they're feeling terrible and it's been going on for 2 years and they're trying intermittent fasting and they did a 5-day water fast and they dropped a few pounds, but then as soon as they started eating again, they gained it all back and more. And here is what I want to tell you guys. I want to help you understand why that might not be working for your midlife season. Gaining belly fat in perimenopause and menopause, even while eating trim healthy and doing all the right things? Feeling exhausted, inflamed, and so done with the scale? Hey, I'm Kris Honeycutt, Jesus follower, trim healthy coach, and your midlife hype girl. I believe God didn't design you to live stuck, bloated, or burned out. This podcast helps you partner with your hormones, ditch the belly fat, and finally feel strong, calm, and confident in a body you actually enjoy living in. All right, real quick before we jump in, my friends. If your jeans aren't fitting like they used to, you're exhausted for no reason, or what worked in your 30s isn't working anymore, you are not alone and you're definitely not broken. You just need a strategy that fits your season. That's exactly what I teach inside the Midlife Fat Loss Formula, my 6-month group coaching program built for real midlife women. Come take a look at bit.ly/join fat loss formula. That's bit.ly/join fat loss formula. All right, now let's get into today's topic. Hey friend, welcome back to the Menopause Makeover Podcast. I'm Kris Honeycutt, your coach, your cheerleader, and your guide to feeling strong, steady, and sane through perimenopause and menopause. And today, we are going there. We are talking about fasting, the trend, the hype, the real science, and why it often backfires for women in midlife who are active, working out, and trying to lose fat. This episode might ruffle some feathers, but I'm okay with that because I've coached hundreds of women who tried fasting and ended up tired, anxious, gaining belly fat that they couldn't explain. So if you've ever wondered, why does fasting work for my husband but not for me? Why do I feel worse the longer I fast? Is this even helping me lose weight? Then grab your protein coffee and let's break it down. Why fasting sounds good but isn't for you. Fasting is everywhere, right? It promises quick fat loss, better focus, and balanced blood sugar. And for some people, it really does work. But here's the problem. Most of the research is done on men. This research on fasting is mainly done on men and not women. And women are not small men. I love that. Dr. Stacy Sims says that. I think she has maybe a book or a podcast. Anyway, it is so true. We have a completely different hormonal system, different stress responses, different energy metabolism, especially in perimenopause and menopause. So when your brain senses a drop in nutrients, especially carbs, it's another reason why we don't want to go no carb or low carb, it activates something called neuropeptides. The neuropeptides ramp up your hunger. They lower your thyroid activity, which, by the way, is your battery. It is your metabolism, and it pushes your body to store fat and not burn it. This is what we want to do. We want to turn on fat burning. So does this sound familiar to you guys? You cut calories, you fast, you feel dizzy, hangry, or anxious. Your workouts are harder, your sleep gets worse, and somehow you actually gain more fat in your belly area. This isn't because you're doing it wrong. It's because fasting was never designed for your body in the first place. All right, let's get into some science here. The hypothalamus in your brain controls your metabolism, your hunger cues, reproductive hormones, and stress response. It is like your mission control. And when you don't eat enough, especially when you add exercise stress on top of it, it gets overworked. It starts to freak out. Research shows that in women, but not men, by the way, that fasting can lead to disrupted menstrual cycles, lower thyroid activity, muscle loss, increased visceral fat, heightened anxiety, and depression. So if you've been thinking, I'm doing everything right and I'm still gaining weight, your hypothalamus might be waving a red flag here. So what should we do, right? Let's go into what should we do. Fed is better. Fed state, that means your body's fueled, especially for a woman that's exercising. And if you're active, lifting weights, walking, chasing kids around or grandkids, or just dealing with life stress, you need to be fed to feel your best. So studies show that when women eat before a workout, they, and this is according to Dr. Stacy Sims, burn more fat afterwards, have better blood sugar control, eat fewer calories later in the day, move more naturally, and feel less hungry. Meanwhile, fasted exercise results in less energy output, higher hunger later on in the day, less muscle gain, and slower metabolism over time. That is not what I want. I do not want a slower metabolism. I'm working so hard to boost this midlife metabolism, and I want you to as well. I want to talk to the woman who's wondering if it's just too late. If you've been thinking, well, I guess this is just how it's going to be from now on. Maybe I'll never feel strong or lean again. I want to speak directly to you. It is not too late, my friend. Your body is not broken. You just need a plan that works with your hormones, your metabolism, and your real life. That's why I built the Midlife Fat Loss Formula. It is my 6-month group coaching program where we walk step by step through the exact things your body needs to shift back in to fat burning mode. You'll learn how to eat in a way that fuels you, how to move in a way that actually works, and how to create sustainable habits that last beyond the 6 months. It's not about perfection. It's about progress that sticks. Women like Michelle and Anita are seeing major shifts, not just on the scale, but in their labs, in their confidence, and even their strength. So if you've been needing that nudge to take the next step, this is it. Come on over to bit.ly/join fat loss formula. That's bit.ly/join fat loss formula. I would love to support you inside. Some of you tell me, I just can't eat before a workout, or I can't eat first thing in the morning. And I'm with you. I don't either. That's not the first thing that I want to do when I wake up. However, what you can do, you don't have to eat. You can have a protein shake. You can have a protein coffee. And actually, coffee, I've done a little research on coffee, that coffee is a performance enhancer and an energy enhancer. Before a workout, coffee is actually a good choice. And adding protein to it, how perfect is that? So I go for usually it's a kefir smoothie, but I'm switching over to the protein coffee now just because I read that. And it's funny, I was playing pickleball the other day and I saw somebody and they had their iced coffee, and I never would have done that because I'm like a 1 cup in the morning, that's it. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to see what the difference is. And I'm telling you that a little bit of caffeine is great. The protein was great. I felt amazing. And so even if you don't eat something, you can drink something. So what we want that to look like, whether you're eating or drinking, because some of you do want to have a little food before you work out. You want to eat and then 45 minutes later, work out. Wonderful. You can do that as well. But what you want to do is you want to prioritize 20 to 30 grams at your meal. You can do that before. You can give your body some, we call it bookend. You can give your body some protein before, and we want to give your body protein after. You also could give your body some good carbohydrates. Like maybe you have a optimized protein chocolate milk and you have a banana or an orange. It's just enough to give you that glucose, and you've got the protein that is going to give you what you need to be fed. So we really want to ditch that fasted state for cardio and fasted state for weight training. You can also just track how you feel. Not everyone is going to feel great with a stomach full of food before their workout, and you might do better with just a quick protein shake. Some of you actually may need to have some some actual food. And you can always give your body more protein after your workout, which is what you want to do to feed your muscle and grow your muscle. Here's the last thing that I want to say. You don't need to earn your food. You need to fuel for fat loss. Fasting isn't empowering if it's making you feel worse. Midlife weight loss is possible, but it starts with giving your body what it needs to trust you again. So what works for a man, or maybe even it works for an occasional person, may not work for you. And if you are not seeing the results that you want, and if you're not feeling like you want to feel, then consider doing something a little different. Did you know that I have a free community of women in midlife just like you? Busy women who are working hard to lose weight with the Trim Healthy plan, but feel hijacked by hormones and unexplained weight gain. I share menopause tips, superfood spotlights, delicious recipes, and so much more. Come join us at facebook.com/groups/get-your-trim-on. Hey, Midlife Mama. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share it with a friend who may be struggling to lose weight in menopause without confusion and overwhelm? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It blesses me to know this podcast is helping you. Time to grab my protein smoothie and head to the pickleball court. I'll meet you back here on Wednesday for another episode. See ya!